or it just feels that you and your partner are disconnected. Well, I have, and we all have at one time. But here's the thing. It's not just that you fell out of love. It's just that the busyness of life has just kind of seeped away that time, so you lost that connection. Today, we're going to talk about how to get that connection back. I'm Ron Johnson, a licensed couples therapist, and I'm sharing with you today the love of my life, Helen, and my great son, Ryan, and his lovely wife, Paola. Hi, guys. Everyone say hi.
Hey,
Hello.
thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today on I Love Us. So on I Love Us today, we're going to talk about the things that, your mom and we've used for nearly 40 years without dating us. We've used that for over 40 years to talk about, hey, what's one of the things that we have said is one of those habits that have kept us together? And researchers showed as a couples therapist that this is one of the best things you can do to keep that love alive. And that's just keeping that connection and having these normal date nights. So tell me, from your perspective, tell us a little bit about you two.
Yeah, we are college sweethearts. We met our last senior year at the University of Houston. So we're going on 13 years together, celebrating 8 years, I believe, married.
Okay.
We're expecting our second child. And so it obviously stems like the busyness of life. Date nights used to be a every weekend thing. Multiple weekend thing, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And now it's just where to find the time. So we're excited to talk a little bit about how we've evolved our date nights.
Are you involved in date
Yeah,
night?
together.
Yeah. Well, thank you. What's this relationship been like for you, Ryan? Together.
I would say it's been a dream come true. We met each other in college and had a lot of fun for 5 years, and then we got married in 2018. And ever since then, we took our relationship to a new level. We bought a home, and now we have a family with 1 3-year-old, and we're expecting another child this month. And so it's been a great journey, and I can't believe that we've been together almost going on 14 years, and I can't believe that it's grown to this now, and we're really excited for our next chapter.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And we as your parents, we're just so proud of both of you. We're just,
Absolutely.
yeah. We remember the day that you introduced Paula to us. And so we love her like a daughter. And we really love our granddaughter and our new baby Johnson. So we're really excited about that. So today we're going to focus on I Love Us, one of those key habits that have kept us together and that they've implemented in a really unique way. So first, I'm going to get back to you in a moment, but let me talk to my lovely wife here. Hey, baby, so you tell me, what has our dating life been like for you?
Well, from the very beginning, we've always dated each other early on. And I think that solidified our relationship almost 40 years. Like, we continue to date on a regular basis.
Yeah, we never stopped that. I remember even when our kids were small, even when he was a little baby and his older brother a little baby, we would always have a scheduled rotation of babysitters. So I think that's one thing that's very critical, is that you be intentional, because we have to be consistent about our date nights. And I'm not saying that we did it every single week, but we did try to make it a normal part of our routine. There wasn't 2 weeks that were going to go by without us having a date night. One of the things I really look forward to was our connection, just having that quality one-on-one time where we can just kind of talk and not have the distraction of the kids, the family, but just really stay connected that way. And so I think that mindset is really important, to be intentional about it. I think communication, also creativity and consistency. And one of the things that we were speaking last week, we were having a brunch last week, and you just mentioned the different things that you kind of do that keeps your relationship and your date night really interesting. So would you mind taking a moment and sharing that with us?
Yeah. We, maybe about a year ago, I heard at work someone say, date nights are fun, but they eventually become kind of mundane. You start saying, oh, going out to dinner and a movie is date night. But if you think about it, like at dinner you talk and a movie you're quiet. So I told Ryan, I said, hey, what if we implement, this idea? It's called the A through Z date night method. And basically there's 26 letters in an alphabet. So you can use that to inspire some creativity into your date night. So I cut up some piece of the paper, threw it in a little Ziploc bag. And so once a month, we take a little piece of paper out and find what our letter of the month is. And then we plan a date night around it. So it's been really fun. We've had some like really creative ideas, and like, it's also just funny that's part of the fun is planning like some date nights. And we were just talking how like, there's some months where it's really busy. We travel a lot for my job. And so there are some months where it's like we can't fit a date night because we're just busy traveling and just every day schedule. So I think the intentionalness, like there's moments where we took our daughter on a trip to Toronto and to Montreal. And like, even in those moments we're like, this moment right now, like where we're connecting one-on-one, we're going to consider this our date night for that month. Yeah. So it's been really fun. And we've been doing it for like a year. We've been consistent at least every month.
What are one of the things that kind of stood out from you, Ryan, that like, as you go through the A to Z, what one of the dates that might have stood out, or give me an example of one of those?
Sure. So our first date night, we were very intentional to make sure that we hit every single letter, starting with the letter that we were doing. And it was a double date and didn't plan Dance Revolution. And so since then, it's allowed us to stay creative and try to fit letters into what we're doing. And it allows us to try new things and keeps us creative and doing new things to keep date night interesting and keep it fun, right? So I would say probably the most fun would definitely be probably the New York City trip, because it was our probably most extravagant trip where we had not just a date night, but a date trip. That was one of our first solo trips as parents. So I would say that was one of our most special ones, because the entire time just felt like we were doing it, dating all over again. So I would say New York City stands out a lot. Montreal's definitely up there for one of our date nights. And I'll even say 2 nights ago, we had our first date night for S, and it was Spider-Man at Studio Movie Grill. So wow. It was, we're keeping tradition alive every month. We try to do something. And even if we don't have something intentionally planned and we do something interesting, we like to say, hey, this actually fits in this letter that we haven't done yet. And we'll just incorporate that into our date plan.
Nice.
Wow, that's really exciting. I love that. Yeah. And, and Paul, I really love what you said about, sometimes we don't have time for a date night where we can kind of get really, those block of hours where we can leave the home, especially when you have small children. And I want to encourage you that even still, we have what we call at-home date nights, depending on the seasons that we were in. So I remember we would put the kids to bed sometimes, and then we would we play cards.
We call it a staycation.
Yeah.
You guys call it a staycation, right?
Yeah. I think it was before staycation.
Was date, right?
Yeah. But I'm going to date ourselves a little bit. We would get Blockbuster videos. Even before Blockbuster was around, remember we rent videos, and then we would put that in, and then
Netflix.
we would play cards and stuff like that, and almost have like a casino night. And your mom, she wasn't very good at cards, but now over the years, she can beat me. Just to say this, a date night is not just about leaving home and spending a lot of resources and things like that, but it's really a mindset. Yeah. It's really, you know what I'm saying? It's a mindset of kind of like blocking out the rest of the world.
Quality time.
Yeah, and just focusing on each other with openness and a curiosity about each other.
Yeah, definitely. We used to have, back when we had our first spot, we used to call it a club. Like, we used to be like, what are we doing tonight? Oh, staying at Club 1185. And we would just pour up a glass of wine and just like play music. And so that's the interesting thing is like our dates have evolved. It's like, during COVID, like even on Friday nights, like when we were stuck at home, we're like, okay, let's do this. Or like, let's go walk to our grocery store. Like, because there's no place else to go, but like we could at least go for walks. So, and it's been cool because now with our daughter, like we have our quality time moments with her too, like spending time with her. Yesterday, we allowed her to plan a whole day for us.
Yeah.
And we just had like the greatest day ever. We had such a great day spending quality time with each other as a family, especially as these moments, our lives are about to change all over again, and we're going to be a family of 4 soon. So we're just really enjoying the quality time that we're able to make with her, with each other, before everything gets kind of chaotic again for a season. So
Excellent. I love that about you. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. What, do you have any particular date that kind of stood out to you both, or is it the New York City one? Or
there is, I picked the letter one month, and instead of collaborating and planning with him, I decided to tell him, I have a surprise for you. And so for that month, I planned that date, and he had no idea what the date was. He was trying to find hints, and I think I told him what the letter was, but I didn't tell him what we could do with the letter. And so I ended up taking him to a pottery class where we painted pottery. And then it was nice because we still were able to do that collaboration where, like, after the date, I was like, okay, well, now we can go eat somewhere, but like, let's think about what starts with the letter P that we can go eat somewhere. And so we ended up exploring a part of Dallas that we've never explored before, which was really fun, and had like some pupusas, which is Salvadorian food. So it was just a really nice date. And then we ended up, I think, going back later with Naomi because we loved our daughter because we loved it so much. So it was really fun.
Yeah, one of my most memorable dates when I think about it was X. It was for Extreme, and we went to this place where there was like an obstacle course, and I ran, and then I hurt my leg really bad, and it adds a little comedy to it because for X we had X-ray because I probably need an X-ray. I hurt my knee.
That's so funny.
It was pretty extreme.
Yeah. I love that, right? So the X-ray and made it more memorable.
Exactly.
But it's okay to think outside the box, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to plan everything. I love that, how you just don't worry about what we're going to do. I'll plan everything.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So they talked about a lot of some of your memorable dates. What's been one of your most memorable dates? I mean, we've done concerts, the stay-at-home date nights, the different restaurants, different experiences.
I think my most memorable date, to their point, is our first date when we traveled as a couple.
Okay.
And I realized how important it is for you to know how to travel together as a couple. A lot of people, they travel with their girlfriends, the guys travel with their guy friends. And we went to Virginia Beach.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
When we were dating.
Yeah.
And that was so fun. We went to the beach, we went to dinners, and we went to the nightclubs and just and we drove all the way there.
Yeah.
And we talked all the way there, which
Yeah.
was really nice.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I really enjoyed that too. You're right. That's the first trip I ever took as well with a female. I think most recently, I know we've gone to hundreds of concerts and thousands of date nights over the years, but I think in the last year, what I really enjoyed was that white party when we went to the Isley Brothers and the Time concert recently. In fact, I think you bought us the tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was for Christmas.
it was our Christmas
Yeah.
gift. Oh,
Yeah.
I totally forgot. Thank you, son. Thank you. All right, they bought us the tickets. That's right. So yeah, that concert was a great time. As we begin to wrap it up, let me ask this question, right? The name of the program today is I Love Us. And if you're liking the program, I want you to like and subscribe. And please leave in the comments maybe one of your best date nights or some of the things that you like to do on your date nights. We want to hear from you. So leave us, what was one of your best date nights? And also, I want you to know this is just for educational purposes. Although I am a licensed therapist and we work a lot in private practice with individuals and couples, this is not therapy. If you need support, please reach out to a licensed therapist in your area. All right. So as we begin to wrap it up though, this is I Love Us. And, we share about why we love us, and you too and your baby and the little baby Naomi, you two are one of the reasons we love us so much. Because you know what? If it wasn't for us, we wouldn't have the fruits of like seeing you two grow and raise your family, and just, it's just been a wonderful thing with the grandkids and seeing you two, kind of express your love for each other. And so it's part of our legacy. And so that's one of the reasons I love us even right now. But I'd like you two to share what's something you love about your relationship.
Yeah, I think since I've met Ryan, he's I've always had like really big dreams. And I think the cool thing about Ryan is like, one, he provides like a safe space to express those dreams. But two, I'm one to overplan a lot. And I remember when I would tell Ryan about some of my plans, I'd be like, oh, but I can't get to that until I hit steps A, B, and C first. And he'd be like, no, we're booking that trip. We'll figure out everything else later. And it forced me to actually like make my dreams happen now versus like being like, oh, well, probably can't do that until I hit this milestone. And because of it, like I've lived such a fulfilled life, and we've done stuff that I just can't believe we've done. So I'd say that's probably one of my favorite things about him. There's a lot of other things, but he's a really big dreamer, and I love that about him.
Excellent, man. Thank you for sharing that. Ryan, from your perspective, man, what's one of the things you love about your relationship?
There's so many things to say, but I would say the thing that has stood out from the beginning to now is Paola's thoughtfulness. And from the very beginning, like even when we were just dating, she would create extravagant cards that she would write by hand and give me a list of things that she would create by hand, and you could tell that she thought about this for hours and days and created something. And it's translated to her being a thoughtful mother and planning things for our child. It's translated to her being a thoughtful wife and continue to do things like the ABC date, and even doing things as just a partner and just keeping us organized. She's thinking about thoughtful things to plan out our future and keeping us organized. And it's just translated to so many things outside of just being the love of my life. But it's she's always thinking of others and has a full servant's heart, and it's translated to make our relationship better, along with make her a great mother and partner in general.
I love that.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I mean, that's very thoughtful and heartwarming to hear. And as parents, you know what? It just really makes us really just very happy to see, our family just really have the love that we've shared as well. So that makes us really happy.
It's been a while that we just talk, like without surviving the trenches of parenthood. So I would just say thank you guys for like really reinforcing that very early into our chapter as parents, because now it's something that's like transcended just us, but it's transcended to being like family dates and like mommy-daughter dates, like daddy-daughter dates, and like it's really nice to have that quality time and be super intentional about the time you spend with somebody, because all three of us in our family, we all really value quality time with each other at a time.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for sharing. I do want to reiterate what you're doing so well, making that a habit, that date night where you have communication, you have consistency, and you have creativity. I haven't thought much about the creativity, but now we'll incorporate even a bit more of that into our relationship. I like that. Love that. So as we wrap it up, anything anyone else wants to share?
Well, we have a new baby on the way.
Okay.
So we're excited for that. It's going to be a transition for us to go back into what we call the baby trenches. So
Yeah.
date night may slow down a little bit, but we actually have a plan to incorporate when we go back to transitioning back to dating again, and being able to incorporate our new family member to have a new type of family date night.
Yeah. Excellent. And of course, we're always here for you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we'll sign off. If you like this, please once again like it and subscribe, and maybe even share it with some friends. But what we're gonna do now, I just want to share something with you, sweetheart, and you two can share as well. You know what? I love you, Helen.
I love you.
I love you, pal.
I love you, Ryan.
And let's look in the camera and both of us say, and I
I
love
love
us. All right, thanks. See you soon.